Kia ora fellas, Agent 6, Ditch the Gym, New Zealand. Today we're talking about these, the weight vest. They've enjoyed a resurgence in popularity in recent years, but we know that the use of a weight vest or weighted clothing is nothing new. In the Middle Ages, in certain feudal communities, one of the primary ways that knights would train for battle is to put on their chainmail or their plate armor and run obstacle courses. We have records to suggest that some young knights in training were expected to do pull-ups and chin-ups and press-ups and vaulting in their armor. The weight vest can be a great tool for the home-forged athlete, but is it right for you? Begs the question, what makes a good weight vest? The first thing that you need to look for is the size and the fit. You want to make sure that your vest is adjustable. You want to make sure that when the vest is secure, you don't have any pinch points, especially around the neck and the traps and the shoulders. You also make sure that the lats have some room to breathe as well. This is going to prevent you from not only getting blisters and chafing skin injuries, it's also going to make sure that you don't get a banging headache. When you're moving around with something that's heavy and cumbersome, you want to make sure that you're not restricting blood flow. For me personally, I love this vest right here. One of the things I like about it in particular is the fact that it cuts off around the solar plexus and the bottom of the rib cage. Now what this forces you to do, or maybe not force, but at least it reminds you of the fact that when you breathe, you need to be breathing deeply from your stomach. That's the healthiest way to breathe. So even though the weight may be bearing down on you, you're not restricted where it counts. There are three main types of loading used in adjustable weight vests. The first one is good heavy bars, right? Now these things just simply slide into pouches, pretty common. The other one you may see a lot of are little sandbags, often filled with sand or sometimes even lead shot, that load up in a similar fashion. And the third way, probably one of the more popular ways that you see now, are those vests that mimic military plate carriers. So this is when you've got a big plate, slides in just like it would into a Kevlar vest. My personal favorite is the bar carrier. Now the reason for this is because they're easy to load and unload. You can adjust that weight quickly. They're not as fiddly as the sandbags. And as far as those military plate carriers are concerned, not only are the weight options limited, they're outrageously expensive, but let's be honest about a few things. When you're wearing a fake military vest as an adult, and you've got your little name tag and your flag printed on there, I gotta tell you, I'm not really impressed by these spaz fit guys playing dress up. There tend to be three main ways to use a weight vest. The first is for plyometrics. This is your leaping, your jumping, your bounding, your sprinting. With these explosive movements, mimicking an increase in body mass can add a bit of risk. So if you're gonna be using your weight vest for any of that stuff, guys, make sure that you're soft tissue, you're not carrying any injuries, and that you've got several months of that type of training already under your belt using just your own body weight. They're not just for field sport athletes either. It's not uncommon to see boxers going for a run, taking their steel bars out and working through their combinations in the local park. The second common way that we see the weight vest employed is with body weight or calisthenic training. If I can make any recommendation, fellas, it would be this. Make sure that if you're going to be using a weight vest, you can already do 3 sets of at least 15 repetitions of whatever given movement it is that you're training before you go strapping one of these things on. By this time, you'll have probably built up enough resilience in your tendons and your ligaments, so you're going to reduce the risk of injury. Finally, another common way to use the weight vest is simply to put one on and go for a hike. This enhances the training effect of what is arguably mankind's most natural movement. Now, because nobody wants to take months off their training due to something like plantar fasciitis, make sure that you're working your way up slowly and that you've got good footwear before you begin. All in all, guys, you know the weight vest can be a solid little tool for the home-forged athlete. It's up to you to decide if it's right for you, but remember, take your time, work up slowly. You don't have to pretend you're a member of Ninja Death Force. Just make sure the thing fits. All in all, it's not a bad little tool for us independent home-forged athletes who love giving the gym and its culture the big middle finger. Thanks again for joining me, fellas. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.